Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Colonelcast. On today's episode, we're talking about Nosferatu, the new Robert Eggers film, and with me is Florian Himzel.
Hey guys, I always think Nosferatu is some German word, but it isn't. I always think there's like something about betrayal in there, but no, it's just an old vampire, I guess.
It's true. And also with me is Erich.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, Jesus Christ. We got fucking Count Orlok in the flesh. In the...
He speaks so
That's pretty
slowly,
good.
Oh my god.
He does. He does. That's his trademark slow vampire voice.
Remember to like, subscribe, and hit that mother fucking bell.
Wow.
You got to do it now. No, he told you to. You got to do it, chat.
Yeah,
YouTube-
strike up a
YouTube
covenant
stream,
with
whatever.
Orlok and smash that like button, you know?
Yeah. He'll be in your dreams and wherever else he is, in the shadows, in the curtain, in the intro.
Yeah.
It's a scary. It's a
Over
scary
the city.
situation.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's I guess that's as good a place to start as any, right? This version of Nosferatu himself, Count Orlok, is very unique relative to both the other Nosferatus and to vampires in general, to Dracula historically. He's
he's just called an undead. That's all.
Yeah, they leaned into the sort of vampire kind of look for him. He's very scary. He's very, very much dead. And he really, like, I know the point was they wanted to make him look like a Transylvanian nobleman or whatever. So he's got a big mustache. He's got some weird hair that's off to the side. It's been a controversial look, I know. What do you guys think of it?
I love it, honestly. Like, he looks like a Romanian or Transylvanian lord from that time or something. So, like, Robert Eggers is just so obsessed with authenticity and with historical accuracy, and so, like, to, like, envision what a Nosferatu would be like from that time, like, in that place, it rules. It's great.
Well, I don't usually like Robert Eggers, but I appreciate the way this movie looks. Not specifically Nosferatu, but I like how the little towns and everything look. And when he went to Transylvania, when the gypsies started dancing, that was just beautiful. Okay, wow, what? And then he thinks like, what is this land that I'm to? And then the innkeeper says, and he just tells the gypsies to sort off, and that's so good. I'm like, oh, okay,
Like,
so
when they
there
all
are
start
normal
laughing.
people here. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because you...
Florian, has anyone ever done that to you?
Maybe? Not that I remember.
You haven't been surrounded by a dozen Romanians or gypsies doing a dance and trying to get your money, or?
Oh, is that what they were trying to do? I'm not even sure
I
what
think
they
so.
wanted.
I don't know. I guess I don't know. It's hard to
Never
tell.
know.
I mean, so, like, I love that part of the movie just because, like, in these kinds of movies, you usually have, like, the villagers or the locals be like, you shouldn't go up there, like, you shouldn't. But, like, instead of talking to him, because they don't speak his language, they kind of just enact what is going to happen later on in the movie. They kind of, like, show him the process of killing a Nosferatu. And, yeah, it's pretty
Is that what they did? Wow.
Yeah, basically. I mean, like, so they sent out a virgin or sent out a woman to kind of, like, entrap the Dracula, and then they staked them, which is not what, like, needs to happen. Like, what needs to happen is he needs to be, like, kept out in the morning too early.
Right,
and yeah.
I thought that they found an actual vampire and killed it.
Well, so we don't know what's dream and what's reality, but maybe they did. Like, maybe, like, and I just love the idea that, like, Nosferatu feels threatened by, like, these locals who are going out and killing vampires. Just on his doorstep outside in the fucking Transylvania Hills, and he's like, I need to get somewhere safer.
Yeah. He's
He
got
just
a
wants to go to a modern country where people aren't murdering vampires in their sleep, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess the vampire was sleeping at night in a grave in the graveyard, so I guess that's maybe not quite real then.
yeah. It's
Or maybe that's just what the really poor vampires do. They don't have the ability to go out at night. They just lay in bed.
They don't have a big
in their
castle.
grave. Yeah.
yeah. It's a sad existence for the rest of the vampires, I guess. But I think it's not a sympathetic portrayal of really anyone in the movie. Like everyone, like these people are all fucked up and like miserable, and their whole lives are kind of molded by like this fear of being taken in the night by the vampires and stuff. And I think that's you can see it in the whole thing. Like this little community is
that's just reasonable. You'd expect that to be how you'd feel about it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd probably change how I live most of my life if I thought, vampires were like the most pressing problem for me every time. So,
Yeah,
it's
could have all kinds of prep assaults if you're in that situation.
yeah, it's just fun to see how he's like completely ruined this like community and stuff, and completely just overtaken their lives and their culture and everything. Because that's
now it wants to do it to Germany, because Germany, the Germans are like, they no longer have the religious superstition about them. They've embraced science, so it's this perfect time to come in and be like, yeah, just move in and ruin everything there.
As he does.
Yeah, they've forgotten about the vampires. I guess he can go to a new place now.
I love that he brings the plague with him. I love that, like, plague rats are on the ship. They all overrun the city. People are dying. Like, he just brings terror and chaos wherever he goes with him.
Yeah.
And just to get this one honey that he's been talking to for years.
Yeah, I mean, they lean into the plague kind of things a bit more in Werner Herzog's Nosferatu, but it is there in the original too and stuff. I watched all 3 versions in preparation for this, and they were this is the most different of them, and it's
I've seen the Murnau one, and I've seen it was Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula. Does that count?
Yeah, and same story and everything. So
okay.
Well, I have not seen any Nosferatus, but I gotta say, like, the fact that he brings a plague ship is bizarre, because this is basically like that thing in the Norseman where he finds the ancient graves in Iceland, which shouldn't exist. It's basically like, this is Würzburg, right? This is Wiesenberg or whatever. So this is like a landlocked city, and then he sends a ship there. What?
Well, it's not a real city. It's based on 2 of them. I think they call it Wismar in the movie. It's somewhere between like other ones, yeah. But it's got to have a port in it.
It's got to be German, right? So you wouldn't take a ship to Germany from Transylvania.
That's true, and I've seen people argue about that. There is like a route that I've seen people propose and stuff of how he took a ship like down through the Black Sea or something, and all the way around.
Yeah, like I figure that it might just be his personal comfort that he feels like he's not safe if he goes by carriage or through he cannot go through his lands, otherwise people will murder him. Like,
no, that's
I think
nonsense.
That's the reasoning you need. Huh?
Like, there's nothing more dangerous than a ship, and he has got supernatural powers. There's no way that he's going to get murdered, okay? A ship is far more dangerous to a vampire who will definitely not be able to get out of the water. He would just be stuck at the bottom of the ocean, unable to drowning for eternity, okay? There's no way that you can persuade me that a vampire would choose to go on a boat.
There is actually a version of Dracula that I've heard about. I haven't seen it, but I think it's like a BBC miniseries where that's actually what happens. And like the boat tips over and he gets stuck in the bottom of the ocean or whatever, and then he comes back. Like the rest of the movie just takes place in modern day or something, because he comes back like 100 years later.
That's probably the story of like 100
probably
100 vampire stories, but
yeah, there's no shortage of them out there.
Yeah, especially new envisioning ones, where it's like, oh, it's romantic, but still,
Hmm.
boats are just notoriously a bad idea for vampires, and they only do it if they have to go to the new world. They would never go on a boat for any other reason.
Yeah. Well, one funny scene that's in it's definitely in the 20s one. I don't remember in the Herzog one, but there's a scene where because Nosferatu, he brings all of his coffins, not just the one. He brings like 5 of them and stuff. And there's a scene where they like take him down a river on a raft and stuff. And what are the other versions? So that's fun to watch.
Wait, what? They take him down a river on a raft?
Yeah, they ship him and all his coffins down on a raft. You can see them just. I don't know who it is. Some people who I guess are unaware that they're carrying a vampire, but they're bringing him down the river, and then they put him on a boat, and then he goes. He does the whole thing.
Wow.
They
Okay.
skip over that, thankfully.
Have you guys seen The Last Journey of the Demeter?
I did see
Yeah.
that. Yeah, it was.
It's just all right. I was
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah, it was
let
not
down by
good.
it. Yeah.
I think every other version of Dracula that I've seen has done the Demeter ship better than that movie did. So in their like
Yeah.
5 minutes that they allot to it in every one of these. So
Yeah,
It's just really not a story that deserves or needs to be spread out.
I mean, I feel like it's gotta be possible to tell that story, but I mean, not from the perspective of the crew, because like,
well, they're the
it's
only
not
ones
gonna be
there, really.
interesting. I mean,
Oh.
yeah, but, I don't know. Maybe you could show it where the vampire is actually the one who's being hunted and he's afraid. Now that I would be interested in, but just like, oh, it's spooky and we're gonna die one by one. Isn't that cool? No, that's in fact very boring. There is nothing to this story.
Just make it a slasher movie, with which
I mean,
I guess is
think
what they did.
did.
So
Yeah,
it's,
it didn't work.
Well, they could always make it a better slasher movie.
Maybe, but I mean, like, it's hard to imagine the feeling of being stuck on this boat with the Dracula to be interesting, because like the Dracula is just too powerful. I mean, I guess it's kind of like Aliens, where that was interesting, even though I'm not like the biggest fan of the original Aliens movie.
Wow.
But like, I mean, it was interesting because of the scientific discovery. But if it's just like Dracula again, like there's no interest to it. We know that he's able to kill the crew. There's no suspense there.
Well, yeah. I mean, and in that movie, he's also he's not really like a character kind of Dracula. He's sort of a Nosferatu thing with wings, and that's about it. That's all you really get of him.
All right.
Oh, yeah, oh great, he's got wings too. I guess he could have just flown. Damn.
That's true, but well, he can't fly in one night. That's his whole issue, so I guess. So, yeah.
Where was the Demeter even going?
I don't know, somewhere.
London,
I guess
right?
to there, yeah.
Isn't it London usually?
London
he can
and all the
he-
Dracula
This one is
versions, and then
Germany.
and then Germany here, because it's specifically like going, like at least somewhere on its route, it's going to transfer all the coffins and stuff. So
I mean, he could fly to London. Okay, that's not that far.
That's,
you can just take her.
No,
away.
what do
I
you
mean,
mean? What do you mean, Florian? That's not that far.
Well, he could just fly the canal. He can sleep somewhere and then he can fly the canal. It's fine.
but he needs his coffin though, and it's really heavy because it's got his dirt in it.
He
and if he
can
sleeps
ship the
anywhere else, he
coffin.
dies.
Jeez.
But no,
Yeah,
but
I
he's
guess.
not gonna fly there in one night. That's a long flight for a
Well,
guy
no, he
with
j-
wings. Maybe not for a plane, but
He just has to cross the. There's a very narrow sea there, okay, between France and Britain.
I get. So you
They-
want him to
they-
take the land route most of the way and then just fly the rest for that
Yeah.
little bit? I guess
Yeah,
he
it
could.
seems logical.
What if he gets tired midway? Or what if he's like this one and he can't do that?
Well, what
He's
if the
just-
ship sinks? It's
Well,
way
that's
more
fine.
dangerous.
He was fine, okay? We saw the movie, the ship made it. Without its
how
crew, but
convenient.
it made it. They don't show the guy tied up to the wheel in this one. That's usually a standby, especially in the Nosferatu ones, is the captain ties himself to the wheel and dies.
Wow.
Yeah. They
What
don't
an
show it
omission.
here. Maybe it'll be in the extended cut or something. I think they're doing one of those for this. I don't know.
I guess that was a pretty spooky version of the Demeter there.
It's all right.
Just
But,
they couldn't help. They just had to do another Demeter.
Yeah.
It's so famous.
Is there, Erich, is there any other things are there any things you dislike about this film that are?
Well, I
Not
guess
really.
I'll
I
go.
mean, like, I definitely like the beginning more than like the middle and end of the movie. I think it gets a little bit draggy. I am interested in seeing
It
a director's
definitely
cut because
does.
that could maybe fix some of my issues if things are interspliced a little bit better. But I just really enjoy Robert Eggers' like approach to everything. So I'm pretty much glorying no matter what's on screen. And like Willem Dafoe shows up, he's having a lot of fun, and I really like Aaron Taylor Johnson in this. So like, Lily Rose Depp is just like
that was
fucking incredible.
That was shocking. That wasn't her.
Is
That would have been weird if she had been in it and I hadn't noticed her.
I haven't seen it, but how does this compare to Aaron Taylor Johnson's performance in Craven the Hunter, though?
Which one
Let's
was
see
she?
here.
He was Craven the Hunter. Craven himself.
Wait, you mean how did Nosferatu compare to Craven?
No, the Aaron Taylor Johnson who plays I don't remember the character's name. He plays the guy who's mad all the time and then he dies in the place. He dies in the building that they put dead people in with his wife or whatever.
Oh my God, the lunatic. Wow, that was him. That was wow.
No,
that's
not the
same
crazy guy. He's the skeptical guy. He's like their friend.
They stay
or
in
whatever.
his house.
Yeah, they stay in his house. He's got the two kids and his wife who dies of the plague, and then he dies in I forget whatever the building is he put the dead people in.
The morgue.
Mausoleum.
Yeah, mausoleum.
Well, I guess he was pretty forgettable. I think in this. Are you asking about Craven? I guess
Yeah,
he did all right in Craven.
Okay, well, I don't
I
know.
mean, like Craven was like incredibly bad. It's weird.
Oh.
It's hard to imagine how they could have made like that story so boring. It just blows my mind, and it doesn't even look good. It's bizarre how they managed to bungle that one up.
Okay, well, as long as he's good in it, then that's all we need really, and I think he should probably get an Academy Award for one of these films.
Yeah, I mean, he was probably the best part of it. I don't know.
I guess my biggest issue with this particular Nosferatu film is that they're not speaking with like German accents at all. They just go with English accents for everyone except for the vampire.
Yeah, they were very non-German. I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's unusual for all the Robert Eggers movies because he usually pays so much attention to that and gets the right accents and everything.
Well, I think I'm okay with it because at least everything looks beautiful in that little town of Germany. Because, like in Norseman, they had like all kinds of Swedish actors, but then they were just like covered in shit and grunting. So I didn't really care for that. So I'm way happier with this depiction of German people, even if they were just Oxford British.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, I was going to ask you specifically, what do you think of the town? Is this somewhere that you'd live? Is this somewhere you already live, or?
Well, it's very medieval, so you can't get there anymore, I guess.
Well, it's like 1800s. They still have all those buildings from that time there, right?
Yeah, well then it's still tainted with cars everywhere.
Well, those streets are so narrow, you can't fit a car there.
Well, they would have been torn down by then.
Oh.
Like there's no city that doesn't have cars in it.
Oh.
Yeah, oh indeed. Well, I mean, maybe there's like a very small pedestrian area where the cars aren't allowed. We have that, but like it's hard to imagine that like a big chunk of the town would be car free.
Okay. I guess one of the others.
But I mean, it kind of looks more like Lord of the Rings type than like anything that's real. So I don't know.
It looks. I've seen pictures of various towns that look sort of like that and stuff. I don't know.
I think it looked way too cinematic to be real.
Maybe, quite possibly, but it's filmed somewhere real. I think. I'm not sure where, but somewhere.
I mean, I mean, Lord of the Rings was filmed somewhere. I mean, this was probably not a real part of the town.
Maybe not. I don't know. I'd have to look into that, I guess. One scene that I think really stood out in this is the carriage scene where he gets sort of hypnotized, and he goes
bizarre.
up to the, yeah. It's
God, I love how the
supposed to be.
carriage door swings open on its own. I love how he's just mesmerized
Yeah.
to get in. I love the just shot of him at a crossroads, like literally across on the road, and him in like the direct middle. That shot is just so insanely good.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
he
like,
just doesn't question at all. It just swung open with clearly no one there. And then later on the door as well doesn't even make the chain sound, even though it does have chains.
I think he's dying of like hypothermia and stuff at that point too. He's like halfway frozen because he's been walking all day without his horse and stuff. So
Oh, I guess so.
yeah, but it's a really good way to handle that scene, because when you watch the other one, the carriage is just fucking Count Orlok's driving it, and you see him there, and he's got like a big hat and a big coat on, so he's kind of hiding his face a little, but you can clearly see
Wait,
it's
that
him.
was him? Does he not have any servants?
Not in this version, it's not him. In this version, the carriage is just going on its own and has no driver, which I really like. I think it's a way better way to handle it than having him be there and then I guess
Was
sneak
there
off to
anyone
go.
else in his castle?
No, I don't think so.
Just him? Wow.
In a traditional Dracula, he's gonna at least have like his wives and stuff and various other characters helping him out there, but it's really just him in this, yeah. Which I kind of like.
That's
Like he's very on the decline here, and he needs to leave.
So yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Because he's I assume killed all of any potential servants or pretty much anyone else around him. So yeah.
Yeah, I guess he's just unable to keep anyone controlled for long enough. Weird.
Yeah. Well, just thematically, like the Dracula story, it's about this old, aging, dying landlord who has to get up and leave, and he's like sucked the town dry, and he has to get up and go infect another place with his evil property buying ways and stuff, So
Wow.
that's
I mean, I guess you're making him sound pretty fun in this case, but I don't know.
Is this your plan, Florian? Are you gonna head off to England or something eventually?
No, I'm never leaving.
Okay. Well, that's fair.
Yeah, I got all my property here. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. But just historically, like the noblemen were a lot of there's a big difference between the ones who would want to more support the community around them and the ones who are just sort of exploiting everyone, and Dracula's clearly on the very evil bad side, where he's just here to he's literally sucking people's blood and stuff. Like he's literally just eating their life force from them and all that. So it's fun.
I mean, it's all just communist propaganda, really. I'm sure he was a lovely landlord.
I think it's the easiest reading into the story, but I don't know. He's not a good guy, especially in this one. They don't make him like tragic or anything. He's just evil.
Well, I mean, it's hard to tell like what the story was supposed to tell and what it would still tell now, because like
You can go read
communists
it.
love to act like he's the landlord or whatever, but like it seems pretty unlikely that would have been the original intent of the story, which is just to spread communism, especially considering that it's like 1 million years old, all of the vampire stories together,
It's not necessarily communism to hate the nobles and stuff. That goes, pretty much everyone's got that. It's in some way. They did a whole French Revolution over that 100 years before communism or whatever.
Yeah, and then they just picked a new noble. Okay, they just can't let it go. You're just not gonna have a leaderless society. Okay, like it's all just pointless crying.
Oh yeah, but if you can elect him, then that's good at least, right?
Well, you couldn't. They just
Did they elect
Napoleon is just
I
the
don't know how
one.
that worked.
Napoleon is just the one who held the executions, and then he automatically became the next emperor. And he wasn't even like one of the people. He was like a noble from a little island. Okay, that's like he was already a noble. They didn't do anything. They never achieved anything with their stupid ass revolutions. Okay.
Okay.
They should just given Count Orlok all the virgins that he needs, and then maybe he wouldn't have spread as much plague. All right.
Florian, is this the life you want? Do you aspire to be a Dracula or a Nosferatu type character?
Well, I definitely aspire to cheating death somehow. Yeah.
Well, that. There you go. You're already halfway there. It seems like this. They lean into the sorcerer kind of angle of this vampire. You know, he's doing. He has his evil spell contract or whatever with all its evil symbols on it. So,
yeah, that's nice.
You could use dark magic, dark satanic magic to live forever, Florian.
I mean, the only magic that's gonna exist is like AI, and I don't know if I'm on board with that or not. I guess we'll see.
Well, that's I don't know. That's gonna make you live forever as like a ChatGPT model, and I don't know if that's worth it. I think they should do a crossover between The Witch and Nosferatu now. I think that needs to be Robert Eggers' next movie with
But Nosferatu's dead now.
Just bring him back. That's fine. They always brought Dracula back whenever they did Dracula Dead and Loving It or Dracula Takes Manhattan or whatever. It's fine.
I guess that does sound pretty appealing.
Yeah. And then they can have Black Phillip and Nosferatu go on a grand adventure or something.
The goat.
Yeah, he's my favorite villain in The Witch. I guess he's the only villain in The Witch, but you know.
Is he even a villain? I just thought he was just a goat.
Well,
and everyone's just assuming that there's something happening there, but it's just a goat.
Well, that's the beauty of The Witch, is it's up to interpretation. But I think that's an evil goat, personally, and I love him. He's very, very nice and evil, you know.
Nice and evil. Okay.
Yeah. You can turn one baby into paste and still be a nice guy. That's fine.
I mean, if you're gonna have an evil goat, I guess that's as good as it can be.
Yeah.
No objection to an evil goat.
Absolutely. What do you guys think of what's his name? Willem Dafoe. What do you think of Willem Dafoe's character in this film?
Well, he was definitely the best part of the movie. There probably wasn't that much for me to enjoy in the movie in general, but he was certainly good in it.
Wow. Well, I don't agree with that, but I do agree that Willem Dafoe was amazing, and he's a highlight of any movie he's in. I don't know. I think Lily Rose Depp is just spellbinding in this movie. Like,
yeah,
the way her body shakes is so insane.
Yeah, and I mean, she gets the most like range of any character in this and stuff. She gets the most to do, really, and that's all really good. And she I've never. So. Are there any other movies that she's in or anything? I've never heard of her before this at all.
Guess we'll never know.
Yoga Hosers.
Oh.
What?
I'm gonna guess she wasn't as good in that, or maybe she was.
No,
the movie probably isn't as good.
Maybe she was just as good. Maybe she has a similar performance. Maybe she does this in every movie.
Yeah, this is just her signature. It's just writhe and be scary, and various other things. Yeah.
Man, I mean, I guess that's pretty hard to do, but wow, that was. It's hard for me to engage with that when she's just haunted.
Well, she's a very tragic sort of character, right? Because she's got this occultness within her and stuff. And the first person she reached out to was Count Orlok, I guess, and then he became obsessed with her, and then she has to die getting rid of him. You know, it's a big tragedy that she didn't get to live longer and put all of her innate abilities to their full potential. And that's what Willem Dafoe talks about that at some point. Yeah.
I mean, it probably would have been evil anyways, if you're gonna be a witch.
Let's run, Franz. He says that in a better time she could have amounted to great things. She could have been a great priestess of some of some amazing new occult faith and stuff. You know, it would have been great. But
I mean, she casts one spell and she summons a fucking Nosferatu. Okay, I'm sure she would have done really well. Okay.
If only she could have gone to Hogwarts, she could have learned what magic to do. She could have made a feather float or whatever they do in those. You know.
If only she had gone to Wicked.
Yeah, she could have gone to Shiz.
Yeah.
That would have been would have been great for her. Yeah.
Oh, no. Don't bring up shiz here. God damn it.
I forgot to mention how much shiz took me out of that movie. Every time they brought up Shiz University. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I really like the start of the movie as well. So I guess I'm kind of like, I'm kind of similar to Erich. And then I guess it was a pretty hard day, and I fell asleep, or at least I battled with sleep quite a lot.
God damn it.
I took 2 coffee pills and I still couldn't handle. All right, I don't know.
I don't know how this is possible, okay? From the very first fucking scene, I was, like, just locked in staring at the screen, okay? I couldn't fall asleep if I, like, wanted
Yeah,
to.
same.
You
And
keep
it's really loud.
You keep acting like this. How? Like I guess maybe in 10 years you'll understand that adults have to sleep sometime. All right.
I have to
Jeez.
sleep sometimes. I just don't sleep when I'm watching a movie.
Okay.
I sleep
Yeah.
after the movie.
Well done.
I saw this movie
Oh,
at
wait.
midnight.
Wait.
Or wait,
you,
no, maybe.
you fucker. You stay up so damn late. Of course you don't fall asleep at the cinema. Lucky you.
Listen, it's not... I didn't find it hard to stay awake for this one. I don't know.
Yeah, cause you get up at like noon.
I got up at 9 a.m. today, okay?
Okay.
That's very early.
Slightly more mature than usual.
Wow. Well, listen, when you're doing YouTube, you can live like Dracula. You can go to sleep and wake up whenever you want.
I'm
Except he
telling
can't,
you when
but,
I'm telling you when you're growing up you're gonna have to sleep at night, and you're telling me when you're a YouTuber you can sleep whenever you want. Now this is the kind of conversation that's very relatable to everyone. Hell
exactly. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. I think one thing that really struck me in this is just how scary it is when he's like sucking blood out of people. You can hear like all the liquid like flowing through people's bodies
He like
and stuff.
gets in there. Yeah,
it's-
he like just like chomps on you.
And he like
Oh,
gets up
actually-
on people, he straddles them and stuff. It's like it's a very sexual kind of evil blood sucking thing going on here.
Oh, I actually hated that. Oh my god.
You're supposed to hate it. It's perfect.
I don't know. It's so bad. Like it's so inefficient. Can't he drink more blood without making him weak or whatever? I don't know.
I think he was drinking like pints at a time and stuff, like whole mouthfuls, you know? Because usually it seems like they take a very long time to get any blood out of people, but I think he's the most efficient vampire I've ever seen, because you can hear all of the fucking juices flying out of these poor people, and it's horrible every time.
Like, it's so non-vampiric because it's so inelegant. Like when I saw that bite, I was like, was there like a rat? Did he get nibbled by a rat? What is happening?
He's supposed to be rat-like in this, you know? That's sort of
he
the
sure
big
is.
Nosferatu difference, is that he's all ratty and he brings the rats with him instead of bats, you know?
I guess so. Wow.
Yeah.
So I guess he can't turn into a bat at all, huh?
I don't think this one can do most of Dracula's powers. I think he's just a dead guy who's happened, like his soul is still like in his body and stuff, and that's about it.
Yeah, it is very weird having like this whole undead thing, because like he looks more zombified than any other Nosferatu, I think, right?
Easily, yeah. As it's like even just for his look and stuff, they don't go with like the famous old Nosferatu as seen in SpongeBob and stuff. They don't like do that at all. He's all fucked up and
Famously
creepy.
seen in SpongeBob.
I more people have definitely seen Nosferatu in SpongeBob than they have seen Count Orlok in the 20s movie, yeah. And they didn't just use
guess
stills from
so.
that either. They like got a guy to dress up and took pictures of him and everything whenever they do that in SpongeBob. They put a lot of effort into to get him right.
Well, that's very nice. It's too bad I don't even remotely remember seeing that.
He's in
Maybe I never did.
is in the episode where they're all scared and the slinging slasher comes out, right?
Slasher.
Yeah, and then and they're like, "Oh, who's turning off the lights?" And then they pan over, and it's Nosferatu, and he's flipping the light
Nosferatu.
switch.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Wow,
It's,
that's funny. Damn.
it's good. That's a good episode of SpongeBob. Yeah, that's the good joke that ends the whole thing. It's a good episode. Yeah.
Oh, Nosferatu. Wow.
Yeah. They allude to some of Dracula's powers in this, right? He has like the wolves following him and stuff, but yeah, because usually he like turns into a wolf.
I saw the wolves might have bitten the guy or something, but damn, I can't believe
Yeah.
that's the bite they went with.
Well, in the 20s one, they mention there's a part. It's really fucking the whole 20s one. Any silent movie is weird because anything can just happen, and you're expected to know what's going on, kind of. And there's a bit in that where it's they say like, oh, there's a werewolf out there, and then they cut to like a hyena running around, and the hyena runs around for a couple shots, and then they just cut back to the movie. So, and like at no point does a character interact with this hyena playing a werewolf or anything in the film. And it's,
Well, you don't want to endanger the actors, I guess.
yeah, I mean, yeah, you can't really. There weren't like animal trainers for movies in like 1920s Germany, so you can't really do anything with that. It's just sort of there, but they don't even don't even put in a line like,
German? Was this a German movie? I guess
this was the classic German silent film. Well, one of them. Germany had the best silent films,
Yeah.
okay? Because they had a
F.W. Murnau.
yeah.
What?
F.W. Murnau.
What is Murnau, huh?
He's the director of Nosferatu, the original.
Oh, is that
Nosferatu.
his name? I
Yeah.
thought you were cursing at me like WTF or something. Damn. Okay.
Yeah, it's
I guess I don't know all of the history. Never really seen like silent movies.
wow. I would say Nosferatu is not. I'd probably watch it with like a spooky soundtrack or something put on, because I watched it with like the John T. like carnival music that all those old silent movies come with and stuff.
Yeah.
And it did not
Yeah,
affect
some
me
people
very well.
Some people put like 9 Inch Nails music or something.
That would
over
probably
it, or
work
maybe
better.
Radiohead.
Yeah. But, I don't know. It did not convince me very much. It was still fun to watch, but yeah.
I
And
mean, I
it's-
guess you could just put like whatever you have on your playlist. I guess.
Yeah.
Fit better than just random whatever you said.
You could play
Play
Queen.
"Soak Up with the Sun" when he dies.
Yeah. Here Comes the Sun, the Beatles song.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
It's all right.
Oh, it's all right.
Yeah, that fits perfectly.
Yeah. I would say Metropolis is a much better silent. I've only seen 2 silent films, and that's Metropolis is the better one. So
It's not a movie that came out this year. Damn.
no, that's Megalopolis,
Yeah, it's Megalopolis.
which was even better than Metropolis. But yeah,
Wow, better than a silent movie. Who would have guessed?
well, Megalopolis is better than most. I put it up. I did a little video ranking all of the movies I watched this year, all the new releases, and that was top of my list. It's my favorite thing I
Your
watched.
best one? Wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, at least I didn't hate that one, so I guess that's progress.
That's good. Yeah. Yeah. One thing that was missing from this that was in the other versions is there's a spooky clock with a little skeleton on top of it in both of the other Nosferatus, and I was looking out for it in the theater. I was making sure I would catch it, and I didn't. I don't think it was in there. They got rid of it.
Wow.
It might have been in the background somewhere, but I didn't see it.
Clock with a
Wow,
skeleton.
what
Yeah,
What's-
there's a
what's
little
sloppy?
skeleton clock in the both other versions, and it didn't show
what's
up.
sloppy writing to omit the skeleton clock, the iconic skeleton clock?
Well, it's. I think it is very silly in both of the other movies, but I think it's a decent. It's like a very ominous sort of visual to have this death clock there, as he's because it comes up while he's doing like the contract negotiations and stuff.
Well, they
and
did
it's,
a death clock movie too. That was pretty cool.
A death clock movie? What happens in that?
Yeah. Well, the band Death Clock does something,
Oh, I've never heard of the band Death Clock.
You don't know about Metalocalypse?
No.
It's. Wait, I was gonna say Adult Swim. Is that where it's at? Yeah, right.
No. There's the death
been
clock
so
in
long.
Futurama, where you put your finger in it and it tells you when you're gonna die.
Oh yeah. Well, they should have called it Death Clock too, I guess.
No.
Yeah, but it's a metal band that does really stupid things. All right.
Oh, that sounds fun at least, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty epic, and the movie was not terrible.
Hmm.
Yep, it was a series that was gone for so long, and now finally back with the movie, but now gone again, I guess.
Yeah. What do
Maybe I
you
should
guys think
rewatch the whole
of
thing.
Nicholas Hoult in this as Thomas Hutter, as the main guy?
I think he's pretty great.
Where have I seen him otherwise?
I mean, you've seen him in all the X-Men movies as Beast. I mean, except for X-Men 3: The Last Stand.
Yeah.
it's like it's so weird. I'm always thinking that it's like, what's this guy called? This DeFranco actor. I always think I was watching a movie with him in it, but I know that doesn't make sense. It's too old now.
Yeah.
I mean, he was in Mad Max Fury Road. He was Nux. He was the war boy guy.
He's always playing someone who wants a girl and can't have her. Except for in this one, where I guess, well, no, he gets cucked by Dracula, so no. Yeah.
Cucked again.
He's also playing Lex Luthor in the upcoming Superman movie, so that'll be pretty good.
So funny.
Yeah.
It's so funny
what
that
a heel turn after fighting vampires. He's Lex Luthor now.
Auditioned for Superman, and he got the role of Lex Luthor. Like, I love that. That's how you should cast Lex Luthor from now on. You take somebody who was rejected as Superman, and then have them channel all of that hatred of not getting the role into being Lex Luthor.
Yeah, every time you film a scene with Lex Luthor, tell him, hey, remember, you're not getting top billing here, okay? Mm-hmm. Just remember that. Mm-hmm. Your contract's smaller. Your takeaway is you're getting like a less percentage on the box office. You're fucked here, okay? So put that into the role.
That gets you into the Lex mindset.
Yeah.
Wow.
He also played Renfield in the Renfield movie. So.
So all he has to do is play Van Helsing kind of character, and then
Dracula himself at some point, I guess.
Dracula himself, and then he'll play every role in this story.
Yeah. And he's got to play Lily Rose Depp's character too. Round it all out.
Right.
Yeah.
They can do a gender bent Dracula.
Wow.
Yeah. There's been 500 Dracula movies. They can do one like that, sure.
Wait, so
I'm sure it'll happen.
Like, does Orlok always try to get with this woman? Is that really all he does?
Yeah. In the other versions, he sees the locket, and the locket has like a little photo of her, it doesn't make sense for the time, but it's he always gets obsessed with her from something Hutter has on him, and goes to see her specifically. Yeah. Although the other versions don't have like the lasting connection from like her childhood or anything. It's just because he sees a little photo of her and decides he wants her. Yeah.
Impressive.
In the Herzog version, she becomes like the lead toward the end and stuff, sort of like in this one. But she's because her husband starts turning into a vampire, and she goes out and she like puts a bunch of little wafers around him in a circle. And then he's just stuck in that circle for the rest of the movie, and it's weird.
Oh damn! Okay.
So why does he want Hutter? Why would he need a real estate agent to come over? Does he really have that much time to wait for this guy to slowly come by?
I mean, he does. He's got all the time forever, right? He's
he's decaying.
No, he's fine. He can just sleep in the coffin, and he's good.
I mean, he wants to get out desperately. I really don't know why he waited for a visit from a real estate agent.
Well, because he's got to sign the contract so he can get his coffin shipped over to his new house and stuff.
I mean, you probably don't need a contract for that.
He needs it. He's got to go through legal channels, okay? He's not going to just steal a house. He's not going to be a squatter.
Well, he could pay when he gets there. I mean, like, they already signed up the deal. Like, he could just arrive with the money and then get it notarized there.
I don't know. Maybe he needs someone new to drink their blood and stuff here.
Yeah, it was urgently needed. Wow.
Yeah. It's also, this is just how the Dracula story goes. You got to have the scene where someone goes to his big creepy castle.
I know, but like, you gotta make it more believable. He couldn't have drained his whole village already. All right, these guys. I don't get what he gets from this Hutter guy.
Well, he gets the little locket with her hair in it or whatever. In this version,
I didn't know about that though.
Well, maybe he does. You don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I guess whenever she summoned him as a child, Maybe it was fate, providence. They might say even.
Yeah, I mean that explains why he wants to go specifically to this like town in Germany and stuff in this version. I think making them have been connected for a long time kind of wraps up a lot of little weird specific things from the normal story and stuff. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, it adds a very different context to the whole thing because you could read it as like she was like taken as a child. You could take it like that she's like, I don't know, been sexually molested or sexually like corrupted at a young age.
Pretty much.
And yeah.
Why would they add that?
There's it's a very problematic age gap here between like a 16-year-old and like a 400-year-old. That's no good at all. You can't be doing that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna get cancelled. It's no good.
Hashtag cancel Dracula.
They found that he's been sending inappropriate spells to her, okay?
Inappropriate Discord messages across space and time into her brain, yeah.
Yeah, he streamed to her, oh no.
Yeah. That's creepy.
Wow.
You know, one fun little bit that I noticed is only 2 characters in the movie have cats, and that's Von Franz and Ellen at the start. They both have cats, and cats are good at killing off rats, and
right.
It's like a,
So
it's a good parallel.
Onto them, yeah.
They should make a huge cat to fight him.
Yeah. I guess Ralph Ineson is in this as the.
He rules. He's like the best. Whenever he shows up in a movie, it's just like, hell yes.
I always hear about him. I don't know if I haven't seen any of the Harry Potters. I know he's in those, so I don't see him in a ton of stuff. But he's someone in Harry Potter. Yeah.
Who's he in Harry Potter?
I don't know.
Hold on.
But he's in there. Yeah, he is very good. He's got his creepy deep voice and stuff, but he's like a kind character and stuff.
He's in like the last one or something. He's some kind of like Death Eater probably, if I had to guess.
I don't know.
Okay, so since I slept through a lot of this movie, let's see how much of it I guess I got right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because there were like so many times where they were just talking, and then I went back, and it made it even harder to stay asleep, to stay awake, because it was just talking. So they get Willem Dafoe because he knows like all of the arcane things for some reason.
They get him because they think that he will have the cure to her like disease and stuff, because they don't believe in vampires, so they think she's got an illness. Yeah,
but they've tried the other healers, so they specifically picked him because he's unorthodox, I guess, or at least he already knows that he's been dispelled from university for his witchcraft nonsense. And then Willem Dafoe immediately sees that she's possessed by a demon, which is weird because she's like not literally possessed by a demon. He's just been, I guess, making spells with Orlok. But that was a while ago.
It's a more satanic vampire, so it's more tied into all the occult and the devil and all sorts of things.
I guess that means he's haunting her with his powers. Okay.
Pretty much, yeah.
Don't know why he does that. Wouldn't it be better to show up unexpectedly? Couldn't she die from being haunted like this?
I guess not. I don't know.
I mean, they give her bloodletting and they give her a corset while she sleeps, like all kinds of unhealthy things. Seems pretty stupid to make her so ill before he even gets there.
Well, that's in the original story and stuff. I think that goes back to the original Dracula book and everything, is that she's overcome by the evil influence and stuff. And it also furthers the sort of angle that like, she's being very oppressed and held down, literally tied down by the morals of her time and stuff. And Willem Dafoe comes in and the first thing he says is to untie her and everything, you know? It's
I'd be interested in reading the original Dracula because it's entirely told through letters, I believe.
I think so, yeah. Letters and probably like news things and stuff. I know the Demeter is like the ship captain's journal and everything, so.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, so So he's been dabbling with arcane magic, and then he's just ready to fight this demon, I guess. But it still takes forever for them to actually do anything, right? I mean, I don't think does Willem Dafoe do anything actually useful, or is he just like an observer in the end?
He goes and he destroys like his coffin and everything. So that I think that's sort of like a backup. Like if he gets out, then he has nowhere to go at least afterward. So he will die by morning when the cock crows, you know. So.
Oh really? Was he already like gonna die, and then she didn't need to sacrifice at all?
I think he's always going to die in the morning, but like, you know, if they kind of need her to be the sacrifice, or at least be the bait for it. And you know, if she'd survived, that probably would have been good, I guess. But it didn't work out that
what do you
way.
mean he was always going to die? Like if he didn't get back to his,
I think
Earth?
I think if he doesn't get back to his coffin, and that's why they went and burned it and stuff, then he would have just died no matter what.
So that was his only coffin that they killed?
Yeah, they don't. In most of the version, he has like 4 coffins or something that he brings with him, but or like 7 or something. But yeah, in this one, it's just the one. That's
So
fine.
Willem Dafoe was actually extremely useful then, and
Yeah.
that was the thing that I apparently slept through, is when they destroyed the coffin. Okay.
Yeah, and he also like comes up with the whole plan of like she's gonna lure him to her and stuff in the night and everything. So
Yeah, because I remember there being a lot of talking, but no actual useful thing coming of it. So I guess that was incorrect then.
well, yeah,
Because it
it's-
was useful apparently.
yeah, they're not just saying stuff, you know. That wouldn't be a very good movie.
I mean, it's I mean that's how I feel about the Norsemen. They're just like, it's just gibberish and things happen. But I guess we will revisit that one, and we'll see if I was right.
I guess someday, yeah. I know you saw the lighthouse. What did you think that was?
No,
Yeah.
I just felt like I should write a review because I haven't yet.
No, you didn't
I
rewatch
thought
it
it
or
was-
anything?
I thought it was very good back in the day, but only because I was able to skip through the boring parts.
No.
Oh my god, I hate that you do that.
Did you
I
watch it
don't
on-
usually do that,
on
but if a
Netflix
movie is,
sped up?
it's just like, for no goddamn reason, every single thing has to take an extra minute. Everyone just has to hold the shot an extra minute. Then yeah, I'm skipping. Okay,
It builds the mood and builds the tension of the whole movie.
that was the reason why I had to write that review, because I had to let people know that it's better if you skip things. Okay,
Wow. You know,
Ju-
there was
don't let Eggers waste your time. All right, but this time. I mean, this time I guess I might have to rewatch it eventually.
yeah. we
Florian,
should-
how would you feel if people skipped every part of your game other than like boss fights or like the end, like the very end of the game? Because all that stuff's not necessary. I just want to like get to the end of it.
I mean, that's not a good what's it called?
Comparison.
Yes, because like if you talk about speedrunning, then that's the coolest thing you can do with the game.
Yeah,
But-
but speed running, like you're actually playing the whole thing.
Yeah, I mean, I guess if they're just cheating to see the end, then I guess they missed the point, sure. But I mean, like, I'm happy to miss the point of the lighthouse if the point is just to look at the shots for an extra minute every time.
No.
I mean, I don't
Goodness.
think he put much effort into like a still shot of.
No,
Like a
I think they
seagull.
put a lot of effort into.
They
a
didn't
lot
put
of
any
these
effort in
shots
the
for it.
lighthouse.
I mean, I
Oh,
don't
no.
think like I don't think showing the seagull for an extra minute took more effort than just like cutting it and just assume that we know what a seagull looks like. Okay, like that's not effort. Okay, that's pretense.
It takes a lot of effort to make a seagull sit in a shot and stuff and like act properly, you know?
Yeah, okay,
They're
they
not
still
good
have to
actors.
do that. They still have to do that even if they don't show it for as long.
Well, I don't know. I feel like this is. I feel like these movies would not hit very hard if every shot was like economical and they, you know.
Yeah, Florian wants these movies to be 30 minutes long.
Well, it's
Yeah.
the Lighthouse was specifically like they were like, it's almost bordering on Skinnamarink type bullshit where it's just like, oh yeah, we're just gonna hold this shot for a really painfully long time, okay?
Skinamarink
Yeah,
was very effective too. Okay, These movies, it's
Yeah.
necessary. It's like the whole
You're
point.
the only one who likes Skinamarink. Okay.
No, I also
Am I?
like Skinamarink.
Hell
What?
yeah.
Wow.
It's
I
a
don't
great
remember
film.
this at all. I could have sworn everyone hated it.
But classic Skinamarink.
I think the only Skinamarink podcast, I don't think Ewerich was on the Skinamarink episode of that.
Wasn't he?
I don't think so.
Why
No,
would
I
he
think it
have
was
seen
Weekend
it then?
Warrior who didn't watch it or something.
No, he definitely watched it.
I don't know.
The only
I feel like the
time someone
takeaway was that
didn't
none
watch-
of you actually watched it, and all of you skipped through it or some shit. Okay.
I mean, that's still watching it.
I don't
it's
think.
not.
I don't know if that
No,
if that
it
counts.
objectively is not.
No.
Okay, sure.
But objectively,
deal.
I have not watched a lot of movies because I've slept through decent times. So
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, you've been watching like I saw you watched like 400 last year or something, so that's understandable. Yeah. It's,
Just like while people think you're working, actually sleeping through movies.
I did see at one point I logged on to Letterboxd, right, and I saw you had reviewed The Lighthouse and Erich had just reviewed Merry Little Batman, and you each gave them 3 stars. So
I thought I gave it 3.5. Well, for Batman, anyways. For Lighthouse, yeah, probably.
yeah, but
think I may have
it was the
given
same
those-
rating for both of them, which I thought was really funny for
Yeah, I
both The
think
Lighthouse and this
I think
Batman
I may
thing.
have given them the same rating. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
Now
it's
that you
like these
mentioned
movies
it.
are very similar.
Yeah. Florian, do you think Merry Little Batman is better or worse than The Lighthouse though?
Well, I think it's better. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's very close.
That's fair enough, I guess.
I mean, I think we'll get to it in the next episode that I guess is coming out at a different time. But
Well, yeah.
I think that the Merry Little Batman is way better than how people like it, including me, because like it's just not what anyone wanted to see. It's just like it's really well done, but like it was all wasted effort because nobody was gonna enjoy it as much as it deserved.
Well,
Yeah, I guess
we'll see.
I guess that was my spoiler for my review of that. I guess.
Okay, well, that's the teaser, yeah, for next week.
Yeah,
But
teaser.
I think what do you guys think of the ending of this, right? Where they lure him in and he gets killed and Ellen sort of sacrifices herself in the process and everything.
Classic honeypot. Classic.
Yeah. Pretty
Wow.
much. And it's
So many Draculas are lured to their deaths by pale young maidens.
yeah, I mean it was in
It's
the book
just
and
an
everything.
unfortunate-
That's like the
Was it?
strategy. And that was in von Franz's book in this too, so
That's shocking because that's such a strange way to kill a Dracula.
in the original
You want-
the book, Thomas Hutter finds the book in the inn that he sleeps at on his journey, and then he just brings it home and then she reads it, and that's how she figures out how to do that.
Wow.
Von Franz doesn't do shit in that original movie. He's barely a character in it, but yeah.
When did the von Franz to von Helsing change? When was that made?
I think he's Von Franz in the 20s movie, but I don't know if they even say his name or whatever. He just shows up and he does... I think he just does normal Doctor stuff. I don't think the other Doctor is even
Right.
a character in it, so... Yeah, they brought in a couple characters from Dracula for this version of it. Like the... Aaron Taylor Johnson's character. I don't even remember his name, though, so...
Yeah, that was interesting to me. Like that, like especially the Francis Ford Coppola version, like stresses like that she's got several suitors,
Yeah.
several men that are interested in her, and Dracula has several wives and stuff like that. So it just feels like a more like outwardly sexual movie, I guess you would say.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Wow.
And also
Dracula.
just a bigger, grander story, because there's like a cowboy in that and stuff, so, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that does make it grander. Wow.
I want to say that's like the only Dracula adaptation that's included the cowboy, like the only major movie or anything. He's not there in the 30s like Bela Lugosi one or anything, but you know. I think that cowboy's an important character in Dracula. He's fun in the Coppola one, so
Well, that's cool.
yeah. They should have had him in. They should have had him in this. They had this American guy with his guns show up in the middle of the movie.
It should have just been Glenn Powell. Glenn Powell shows up and is just like, "What are you folks doing here?"
Does he shoot the Dracula?
I think he shoots Dracula because the Coppola one ends with them. It's like a big carriage chase scene with the Dracula sleeping in the coffin in the back, and I think they kill all of Dracula's like servants with the guns and stuff. And then maybe they shoot Dracula once or twice, but I don't remember.
Wow, that's epic.
Yeah, it's a much less subtle movie, the Francis Ford Coppola's Dracula. There's a lot more big action and crazy shit going on in that.
Yeah, so I appreciate it. Like if someone hasn't seen a movie, you could still make an opinion on it. I mean, like if they fall asleep through some of it, like. I mean, I'm thinking now the movie is probably better than what I thought it was because of this plot that I missed while I was asleep. But like in general, it's still like if you look up what happened, I think it's usually worth still commenting.
I think you should probably watch at least like 99% of a movie if you're gonna.
Well, I watched all of it. I just like my brain was just soup at some point, you know.
Yeah. Wow. You know, I think when I saw The Witch like 10 years ago in the theater, I think I kind of fell asleep through half of it, but I still really liked it. That was because
I loved The Witch.
Yeah, I like stayed up the night before or something, and I couldn't stay awake through it. But it was
I have no strong feelings on The Witch.
It's a good movie. I gotta rewatch that and see. I guess I probably only fell asleep like a little bit, I think, because I think I got everything.
Well, you usually don't fall asleep for a little bit. I mean, it may feel that way, but then you actually are missing a lot of the movie.
Well, I'm not sure. We should do all the Robert Eggers films on this show at some point. Get them all.
Well, I guess Norseman is the worst one of them, so I guess I don't fear it.
Northman probably is the weakest out of them. I haven't actually seen The Lighthouse, so I get
it's my least favorite of his movies.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I might actually have to see The Lighthouse without skipping. Wow, that's gonna be really rough. You know, it's actually gonna make my opinion of the movie lower if I have to experience the boring parts.
Just turn off the lights and watch the whole thing. Yeah. Try to get immersed in it or whatever.
Yeah, it's gonna be worse in my opinion if I watch it that way. Okay.
Wow.
I hope you're ready to ruin my opinion on The Lighthouse.
Maybe you'll love it. Maybe you'll see the light. Okay, The Lighthouse, and you'll get it.
Yeah, maybe I'll be just like Willem Dafoe and I'll be really dramatic about The Lighthouse and the hierarchy contained within.
Yeah. Did you get that they're gay? I know that's the thing in The Lighthouse.
They're probably not gay.
I thought that was the whole point. That's what I hear people say, at least.
Well, gay people.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. There's some people that say that the Matrix is trans. It's stupid. Okay.
Well, I mean, some people, including the director, for that case.
True.
So,
yeah.
Both directors.
Well, too bad. They didn't have the balls to make a trans movie, and they just claimed that the movie they made was trans. Okay.
No. Well, it's also a far-right movie, as adapted by people like Andrew Tate, I guess. So.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess it's like a Rorschach movie where you can see anything in it.
There's no Rorschach in it. You're thinking of Watchmen, I think.
You don't know about the Rorschach test?
No, I know what you mean. That's, yeah. Well.
Just guess what you see in the blot.
I really like the final shot in this where it's they show Nosferatu just laying on Lily Rose Depp's body and stuff, and it's he looks so frail and so sad and so he's just fucked up and dead there. Yeah, he's so thin and like terrible and stuff. He's got like a big swollen torso and then a little tiny spindly arms and stuff at the end.
I'm pretty sure that he was looking better before he died.
I don't know. I think that, I mean...
No, I don't think so. I expected him to be restored a little bit, but he's just as, like, rotted and
Sword?
disgusting as the whole way.
Well, yeah, because the sun burned him to death. Like, you expect a burn victim to have a
Yeah, but
healthy
even
physique?
before that, when he was like going after
you
her,
never saw that skeletal butt, okay, before then.
Well, they never
we do
show his
see him
full
hang
body. or
dong.
whatever.
What do we think about the fact that he hangs dong in this
You
movie?
do see that, yeah. I didn't catch it, honestly. I assume it's in the scene where he gets up from the coffin or whatever, right? But it's I didn't notice it.
I don't remember it.
Well, I saw a picture. Nicholas Hoult got Dracula's penis from this movie and to take home with him. So
Oh.
they posted about it on Instagram. And he got it framed and everything.
Was that in his castle?
I want to say it's probably when he sits up from the coffin in his castle. Yeah, when he stands up in it.
I guess I remember seeing it, but at that point I was still thinking that this is not the actual Morlock. I thought that was just like a goon or something.
No, that was him.
Just gooning away.
Gooning with his Dracula penis, yeah. So, yeah.
Gotta sleep nude in your coffin.
I guess so. I don't know. All the other ones sleep in some clothes or whatever. Both of the other Orloks do. I thought he was going to turn into a classic Count Orlok. He would lose his hair and the mustache at some point, I guess. But it didn't happen. They committed to it all the way.
Nah,
Which
I like
think
that
I
they
like.
commit to this look for him.
Yeah, it's very different, but it's neat. So yeah.
Yeah, pretty interesting.
Now they have to remake Nosferatu in Venice with Bill Skarsgård
Wow.
because that's
That could
Why,
be good.
why in Venice? What does that mean?
there was when Herzog did the Nosferatu remake with Klaus Kinski, and then someone else did Nosferatu in Venice and also got Klaus Kinski for that.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, but Klaus Kinski didn't want to wear all the makeup again, so he's just normal him with like some teeth and like his full head of hair. He doesn't look like Nosferatu anymore in that, but that's fine.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I guess
Apparently he's a famously difficult actor to work with, or was before he died, so
he just drank enough blood, okay? He's fine now.
maybe. That's true. I don't know if they even bother explaining it in the movie or what. I haven't seen Dracula or Nosferatu in Venice, but I probably should. It sounds fun.
I mean, if it's a different movie, then I have to explain why he's different from another movie.
Well, if it's like a low-budget Italian movie, though, they might not bother, so I don't know. Especially where that's like an improvised decision by a difficult actor, They might not even do that, so who knows? Yeah. Do we have any other thoughts on Nosferatu or Dracula or anything?
I really enjoyed this, and I'm looking forward to seeing it again.
Me too. I hope I can get to see it in the theater again before it's out and stuff.
Yeah, I'm split on it because I felt like it was really boring, but then I guess there was more to it that I missed, so that's too bad, I guess. Maybe it would have been less boring if I hadn't fallen asleep.
Also, the movie is doing very good at the box office, so...
oh, yeah, it is. I think...
I'm glad that it's performing.
Probably better than any of his other movies, right? Or
Yes,
Wow.
yes. It outgrossed his most successful movie in, like, its first weekend, basically.
Hell yeah.
Was that The Norseman?
Yes.
Northman was a flop, but I think it just had like a really high budget for his movies and stuff.
Well, yeah, so it didn't do super well in theaters, but I think it did really well on like VOD afterwards.
Yeah.
So like I think it was ultimately pretty successful for the company that made it.
I hope so. I just want to see more fucking Robert Eggers movies with like decent budgets like this one and stuff. I don't know. Maybe you probably don't need like a $300 million Robert Eggers movie. I feel like you can work
you
without
give him
that.
$50 million with this movie, and it's amazing what he can get out of it. Even like The Northman was less than that, and it still looks incredible. Like all of these directors can use money so wisely, and yet you've got like the Marvel movie spending $350 million for a movie, and
well,
like
he's the one who
shit.
wouldn't. I'm pretty sure if he could do a Marvel movie, he wouldn't do it. So blame him.
Well, this is just what happens when you film. You like plan out a movie. You write the script ahead of time. The script for this actually leaked in like 2016. He's had it for a while. but and there's some differences in the script and everything. Not a ton, but yeah. And but you know, you plan the whole movie out, you get it storyboarded, and you film it in like real locations and stuff, because that's way cheaper than like changing where the scene takes place in like a CGI thing 5 times after the fact and everything. You know, you don't do a ton of crazy reshoots to like redo the whole movie after it fails in the test screenings. And then movies can be pretty cheap when you just make them the way that
test screenings are usually pretty worthwhile.
I
Captain
don't know.
America, Brave New World coming to theaters next month.
Yeah, well, we'll see how successful they've been, because they've redone that movie like 4 times. So
Oh wow.
yeah,
Well, I guess maybe they had to redo it for every time they thought another president was gonna win.
Okay, so originally this was supposed to have Anya Taylor-Joy in it as the main role, and then
Wow.
Harry Styles as probably Nicholas Hoult, if I had to
Oh,
guess.
God.
And also Mads Mikkelsen might have been
Oh yeah,
Well,
the-
we
or-
probably
Orlok
would've-
originally.
Well, damn, I definitely would have wanted that.
he probably would have been pretty good in it. I don't know about Harry Styles.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling that other cast, honestly. Even
Yeah.
Anya Taylor-Joy, who I really enjoy.
She's
I-
good, but
I
she's
think-
she wouldn't have worked as well, at least.
I feel
as
like
Lily
we've
Rose
kind of
is.
seen her. We've seen
Yeah,
her do this
we've
before. I think
seen
it's
her too much.
it's more impactful if we see Lily Rose Depp, and I don't really have any opinions on her.
Yeah.
And she just blows me away. So
Yeah, I mean, she is just like, she always looks the same. I don't know. She can't help it, but like, it breaks my immersion at this point. Seeing her
Every
in
time
everything.
she shows up, everyone is distracted by her eyes and stuff. So it's,
Yeah, I
you
guess
gotta
she's just
have
gonna-
someone else.
She's just gonna do more Mario movies and then just be a CGI character from now on. All right.
She's gonna be a major character in Dune Part 3.
Oh my god.
Yeah. And I think she shows up in The Northman as well, right? She's because the
Yeah,
witch was
she's
like
a-
her first big role in
She's
everything.
a big part in the Norseman. What are you talking about?
Listen, I remember what happens in The Northman. I just don't remember what they all look like.
She's the
Okay,
love
I'm not good with
interest.
faces. Yeah,
Yeah, but she's
I
in, like,
thought
3
so. I just
scenes,
wanted to
right?
be sure. Yeah.
No, she's in it a lot.
I don't know. Okay, we gotta do The Northman again or something at some point, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Next time on Batman, the Norseman.
Next time on
well,
Batman
Nosferatu is a Batman. So.
yeah. I was kind of debating, is this going to be Colonel Bat? But we didn't land on it on the wheel, so it doesn't. It just
No,
feels
we
wrong to
didn't.
put that on there.
Well, I guess he's more of a rat.
You know, it would have been neat if we had Anya Taylor-Joy and Aaron Taylor-Johnson in the same movie, because their names are strangely
Yes,
similar. Yeah.
Wow. Maybe that's why it didn't happen.
Yeah, you're only allowed one A Taylor J per movie.
Yeah.
And you're not allowed more.
Yep.
You guys, you have anything to plug, Florian? Here.
I got videos to make. I don't know if I'll bother making them. I guess I'm doing another political video that I'll put on anti-reviews, so I don't put it on my main channel.
Alright.
So maybe you can go there, and then eventually you'll see the video called "The Death of Liberalism." Who knows?
Mm.
That's a big topic. I'm interested to see that.
Yeah. Finally, people must know what I think of the Trump again.
And you, Rich, do you have stuff to plug?
Yeah, you can find me on Letterboxd, Revan1138, where I'm still watching Disney movies. I watched Wall-E last night, which I think is a 100% classic Pixar movie.
Wow.
And I'm trying to watch other movies as well, not just keeping it Disney. So
Yeah.
Isn't it cool that they predicted AI?
Everything predicted AI. In Wall-E, it's literally just a 2001 reference. So, and the other robots, I guess, too. But you know,
Well, never saw 2001. I guess I really have to see it one day.
yeah. And well, that's it. Thank you guys very much for watching. And
Yes,
goodbye.
The contract has been signed.
Goodbye.